Welcome to the Digital Hustle Podcast. It's great to have you here. Real quick, if you're looking for what might be the easiest way to turn just 15 minutes a day into $200, maybe even $800 daily, I've got a link for you right at the top of the description. Definitely check that out. All right, today we are diving deep into an incredible playbook for any modern creator. We're going to break down exactly how you can spot a huge trend online and spin it into a real, physical product that people actually want to buy. This is a fantastic case study on bridging that gap between viral content and e-commerce. Let's jump right in.
So let's kick things off with this number on the screen. 3 billion with a B. I mean, just let that sink in for a minute. That's the combined number of views for videos with hashtags like #oddly-satisfying and #dopamine-decker on places like TikTok and Instagram. This isn't just some tiny little niche interest, folks. This is a gigantic, super engaged audience that is actively looking for a specific feeling. You know, the one, that little hit of pleasure, that sense of completion you get from watching perfect patterns or mesmerizing loops. This number right here represents a massive, pre-built market that's just waiting.
And that really brings us to the million-dollar question, doesn't it? It's the core question of this entire explainer. When you see a trend this massive, with billions of views, how in the world do you connect the dots? How do you go from people just passively scrolling on their phones to them actively pulling out their credit cards to buy a product that gives them that very same feeling? This is one of the biggest challenges for digital entrepreneurs right now. So let's dive in and see how the strategy we're analyzing today tackles this head-on. Okay, so in this first section, we're going to explore this huge, almost invisible opportunity that's sitting right between these viral online trends and the places people actually shop. It's all about seeing what everyone else is seeing, but thinking what no one else is thinking. The source material we're looking at today has found a very specific and I think a very, very smart job in the market.
Now, before we get any further, let's make sure we're all on the same page with this term, dopamine aesthetic. This is the key concept. It's not just about pretty pictures or cool videos. It's actually rooted in brain science. We're talking about visual content that's specifically engineered to give you a tiny little hit of dopamine, that feel-good chemical in your brain. Think about the simple pleasure you get from seeing a perfectly organized bookshelf or watching one of those hydraulic press videos. It's that feeling of order and completion that our brains are literally wired to love. And that is the psychological hook behind this entire 3 billion view trend. Now, here's where it gets really, really interesting. This chart shows a massive disconnect. On the one hand, you've got social media, which is totally flooded, completely saturated with this dopamine-driven content. It is everywhere. But then you look over at e-commerce sites, Amazon, Etsy, the places where people go to spend their money, and that same style, that same aesthetic, is practically a ghost town. It's almost non-existent. So you have this huge audience that's obsessed with this stuff, but very, very few products that actually cater to that obsession. That, my friends, is the textbook definition of a market gap. Let's get even more specific and look at a real-world market, adult coloring books. This slide just lays it out so perfectly. The traditional market is full of the same things we've seen for years: mandalas, floral patterns, general affirmations. And these are often really complex designs that can take a long, long time to finish. But the audience watching all that dopamine content, that's not what they're looking for. They crave that satisfying symmetry. They want the feeling of achieving little micro wins, and they love the joy of quick, repeatable completion. The market is selling apples while this massive audience is screaming for oranges. And just to show you the scale of what we're talking about, we're not dealing with some small hobby market here. The adult coloring book industry is already worth over $1 billion, and it's still growing. So the potential here isn't just about finding a new trend, it's about redirecting just a tiny little slice of an already enormous, money-spending audience toward a new kind of product that is perfectly tailored to what they already love to watch online. Okay, so we've laid out the problem, we've identified the massive trend and the huge market gap. So let's move into section 2 and check out the solution. This is how the source material proposes to build a bridge across that gap with a very specific product strategy. We're going from theory now to a real, tangible idea. The solution at the very heart of this case study is a concept called Dopamine Prints. And the idea is just so powerful in its simplicity. It's about creating coloring books that are literally engineered to deliver those same dopamine hits that people are addicted to in viral videos. It's all about translating that digital sensation into a physical, hands-on, interactive experience. Now, this isn't just a vague idea. The source material comes with these incredible pre-made collections, and each one targets a specific psychological trigger. You've got Tiny Triumphs, which is designed for focus and those quick little wins, perfect for neurodivergent adults.
Then there's Sensory Kaleidoscope, which taps into that ASMR-style satisfaction with these amazing, looping, meditative patterns. And Achievement Tracker Journal, which actually gamifies your progress by combining journaling with coloring. Each one is like a different flavor of that same core dopamine experience. By the way, if you're getting some good ideas from this breakdown, do me a quick favor and hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed to Digital Hustle Podcast. It really helps the channel out a ton. And this slide right here, this is what makes the whole strategy accessible to literally anyone. This isn't just a folder of designs. It's a full-on business in a box. The most crucial part is the full private label rights, or PLR. That means you can take these designs, customize them, put your own brand on them, and you keep 100% of the profits. You combine that with the AI prompts and a step-by-step launch guide, and you've basically eliminated all the traditional roadblocks, like needing design skills or being a tech wizard.
Okay, so you might be thinking, this sounds pretty cool, but how does it actually work? Is it complicated? Well, let's jump into section 3, which is the real how-to part. It breaks down the incredibly simple 3-step process for going from just an idea to having a published product for sale on a major marketplace. The entire process is designed to be as easy and frictionless as possible. Step 1, you choose. You start with one of the professionally designed, done-for-you collections as your foundation. No need to stare at a blank page. Step 2, you create. This is the fun part. You use the provided AI prompts to generate brand new, unique pages that fit the theme, which allows you to build a huge library of designs really fast. And step 3, you publish it on a platform like Amazon KDP, getting it right in front of that billion-dollar audience we were talking about. And right here is the secret sauce. The crucial point is how AI acts as the great accelerator in this whole model. Think about it. Creating hundreds of detailed coloring pages would normally take a professional artist months of work and cost thousands of dollars. But with this strategy, using AI and proven prompts, one person with zero design skill can create an entire empire of these books quickly, affordably, and with amazing consistency. AI is the leverage that makes this whole opportunity possible for the solo entrepreneur. All right, let's pull the camera back for a second and look at the big picture, because this whole explainer, it's not really just about coloring books. What we're looking at is a repeatable playbook for modern digital entrepreneurship. It's a strategy for spotting and acting on opportunities in the creator economy before everyone else catches on.
I absolutely love this quote from the source material because it nails it. This is what every entrepreneur dreams of finding. You have proven psychology, the science of dopamine is real, you have perfect timing, a massive viral trend that's happening right now, and you have unmet demand, an obsessed audience with no direct way to buy the thing they love. When those 3 things line up perfectly, that is when you have a powerful first-mover opportunity.
So here it is, the formula. This is the key takeaway, maybe the slide you want to screenshot. First, you identify a viral trend with a passionate audience. Second, you find the market gap. Where are these people not being served? Third, you use leverage, tools like AI, PLR, automation, to create a solution faster and cheaper than anyone else. And finally, and this is critical, you launch quickly to grab that first mover advantage before the market gets crowded. That 4-step process is the core strategy.
And ultimately why this all matters is because it represents a huge shift in mindset. Instead of being just one of those 3 billion views, a passive consumer scrolling through content, this model gives you a direct path to become a creator. It's about moving from the consumption side of the equation to the production side and capitalizing on demand that's already there, instead of trying to build it from scratch. This is what the modern creator economy is all about.
And that leaves us with one final big question. We've just dissected the dopamine aesthetic, but this playbook we've walked through can be used over and over again. So, what's the next viral trend with a huge obsessed audience that isn't being served? Keep your eyes peeled because the next massive opportunity could be hiding in your social media feed right now. Hey, and if you want to get your hands on this exact playbook we've been talking about, the Dopamine Prints package itself, I've put the link for you right at the top of the description below. Go check it out and see for yourself. Thanks for tuning in to the Digital Hustle Podcast, and I'll catch you in the next one.